sure.
The mic's working? You got both mics on?
Yeah, I'll check that on the side.
Hey.
Yeah, it's definitely coming out. Right.
Come back up, won't we?
Well, here's the chat I promised you, and I'm here with Mr. Don Parrott again.
How's it going? Good to see you all.
Good to see you, buddy.
Mate.
It's been far too long. But it's great to have you back there with the TTs, what you know and love.
Yeah, I'm gutted I couldn't bring mine.
Crazy, isn't it? That you've the one event that we hope we get you out for, and unfortunately you're blocked in.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it is what it is. So what have you been up to? Anything exciting with the TT?
No, so I bought the Mark II. Remember Richard's white one? Yeah. And then I took it for an MOT. It failed miserably. So then I started fixing the problems that were wrong with it. Then I found more problems. And I found twisted airbag wiring and all sorts of good stuff. The electric power steering failed. So the bill was like $3,000 and the car cost me $3,000. So I just took some bits off, got about $2,500 back and called it a day.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's the risk you take, I think, nowadays. Even with Mark IIs now, you think, well, it's a much newer car, but it's a bit of a gamble at times. And
the problem is you don't know who's been there, and you could be fixing other people's problems. That's why people say not to buy modified cars, and sometimes it's definitely the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think now, I don't know if you noticed with the Mark I scene, I feel it's getting smaller. I don't know why. There's still lots of cars out there, but the really good cars are getting less and less, and it's the owners that seem to be more keeping them away from being day drivers than they are being just weekend cars now.
Yeah, they've definitely become like your weekend, you know what I mean, your fun car, you're stored in the garage, looked after, second car. Because I think, but some people do daily, like this, the Morrow blue one down here, that's a daily, but realistically, it's a weekend car because you don't want to A, put the miles up, B, the maintenance and the problems you're more likely to have on the older stuff. I feel like you could buy a cheap runaround which would cause you a lot less headache, cost you a lot less money.
Absolutely right, yeah.
So, but it's 6,150, doesn't it? If you're going to only have one car, then it's going to be your everything, right?
Of course it is, absolutely. And the cars that we've got on display today, as you mentioned the Morrow blue, but I think it's one of the best collections of individual and unique cars. So we've got a Mark I in white, very unusual to see. We've actually got two papayas here of all things, a Sprint Blue Quattro Sport, and the owner said he thinks it's the only one that he's not aware of in the country. You might know different, because you might know a lot more cars than I do.
No, that's definitely the only. I mean, there's a couple of Sprints that come through, snuck in on like a 2006. But yeah, they're very rare, and the fact that you've got obviously Jeff's yellow one, you've got an Aviator.
Absolutely.
There's a Goodwood green up the top. Do you know what I mean? There's a fantastic spread of cars.
It's almost like we've got almost one of everything. It feels a little bit like, which is really
100%.
cool. So if you were thinking now, if you were looking to get back to, you okay?
Yeah, really good. Just say not to move the tables on it.
No, so that's my table.
Right.
Is that I'm only using it for doing some filming? That's all.
We'll put it back in a minute.
Yeah, we'll put it back. So it's okay. We are sitting there. So it's, okay. We're looking at, say, the Mark I scene right now, and if you were looking to pick up an unmolested car and you wanted to make one modification that you could make to performance, what would your modification be?
Anything, whether it be like suspension, brakes, engine,
whatever. What's the biggest modification you think you can make today?
Do you know what I'd do? Some sort of Apple CarPlay.
Really?
Because realistically, right, if it's got working aircon and it drives fine, I probably wouldn't muck with it, because if it's done 20 years old, done 100,000 miles or whatever, everything's tired. So if you do one thing, it then becomes loads of things, right?
Absolutely right, yeah.
I would probably fit some sort of comfort thing in. So because obviously if you change the suspension, you're going to want to change the brakes. Make sure it's got good tyres, but that's not really a mod. Decent tyres that make a big difference,
absolutely.
Right? But no, I would definitely start with comfort stuff. So if it didn't have cruise, I'd fit cruise. I'd fit some sort of Apple CarPlay just to make it a bit more modern, and maybe a Bluetooth with that.
Okay.
And then brakes, because the brakes are usually.
Yeah. So interesting, you're saying this. So your biggest modifications would nowadays be all about almost modernising
usability,
modernising the drive of the Mark I and making it a more modern feel car.
Yeah, because I feel like there's not really one thing you could do, because obviously if you did brakes, you'd want to change the suspension, because that becomes the weak point. If you did some light engine mods, hence the reason you now have a 3.2.
Where does it
stop? It's a slippery slope down the
where does it stop? Absolutely.
So
So with all the time that you've done mods in the cars, and you've changed your cars, what is the thing that you did that you think, I wish I hadn't have done that?
The cage.
Is there one? The cage?
The roll cage, yeah. Because the moment you fit the roll cage in the buckets, the car become unusable. Not unusable, but going out in it was an absolute nightmare. And it was horrible because it was stripped out, it was noisy, it was uncomfortable, climbing in and out, you look like an absolute...
Yeah.
Because you like, do you know what I mean?
I get it. And I can remember you doing that strip down video, it was everything was coming out, and I think,
steaming
are
out.
you ever going to be able to put that back together? And I don't think you'd be able to.
I never had the intention to. And then I drove it once and I was like, I feel like I've made a grave mistake here. Just because it was like bouncing around and rattling around, it's noisy and horrible. I'm like,
terrible experience.
I regret this.
So do we think, so you've still got a Mark 1?
Yep, still got the 3.2, yeah.
So you've still got that, so do you think we'll see you more out of that next year? As I say, you haven't been around as much this year and we know you've been very busy.
I haven't decided whether I'm going to sell it or not.
Oh really?
Because it's sat there, right, and I've used it, so I worked out, I've done 240 miles.
In 1 year?
In 1 year. And I worked out the value of it, and it was like £4 a mile, and I was like, I'm paying right now to insure it, tax it, obviously maintenance, because regardless it still needs maintenance, right? So I'm doing like £1,000 a year, and it's just sitting there. Because the thing is, it's not practical. I need my company car predominantly most of the time. I'm taking my daughter and my partner out. It's tight, but it'll work. But it's just not getting used. And it's a hard one. I've got a motorbike as well, so I get a nice sunny day. Instead of driving out into the traffic, there is no traffic.
Right. Absolutely right. Well, Dom, it's been great to catch up with you yet again. I know that Bryn and Chris have been missed today because last year did as a 4-piece.
Yeah.
This year they're not here, they're busy, but it's great to see you again, buddy. As always, don't be a stranger.
No, I won't.
Fantastic to catch up.
Even if I don't have the car, I'll still be
always be around. That's great. Thanks, Dom. Appreciate that.
Hopefully you enjoyed my catch up with Dom, and please do come back to the channel to check out the full Swallowtails events video that will be coming to the channel shortly. As always, thanks for watching, see you soon. Take care.